Love him or hate him, Lucio Fulci is one of horror cinema's most distinctive voices. Personally, I love him, and while House by the Cemetery isn't one of his greatest works, it is still an entertaining and charming entry in his catalog. Our story begins when Professor Norman Boyle relocates his family from New York City to a small town outside of Boston so he can continue the research of his colleague who recently took his own life. The family moves into, you guessed it, a house immediately adjacent to a burial ground. The rickety old home evidently used to belong to the delightfully named Dr. Freudstein, whose name and sordid history continues to loom large over the property. Fulci fan favorite Catriona MacColl plays Norman's wife, Lucy, who grows more and more suspicious and spooked out by their new digs, while Dr. Boyle digs deeper into his research work. Add in the couple's cherubic son, humorously named Bob, talking to the ghost of a little girl, the striking Anya Peroni as a babysitter who may or may not be some sort of spectral reincarnation of a haunted mannequin, and legendary giallo actress Dagmar Lassander as the real estate agent that assists the Boyles on their move to New England, and the stage is set for a classic surreal, mind-bending Fulci freakout. As I said before, I don't consider this one of Fulci's finest works. This movie is considered to be the third and final entry in the director's Gates of Hell Trilogy, preceded by City of the Living Dead and The Beyond. Both of those films feature stories of enormous scale, large casts, unbelievable set pieces, and apocalyptic finales. This movie, on the other hand, does not. Honestly, if it weren't for this film also starring Catriona MacColl like the other two, I'm not sure if people would really believe this was a trilogy. The whole thing is quite quaint when compared to not only those films, but some of Fulci's other great films as well. I don't want to be too critical, I do very much enjoy this movie. The score by Walter Rizzati is quite good despite the rest of his resume not being particularly impressive. The theme offers a nice blend of Baroque organ playing with some of the funkier trappings of Italian film scores of this period. The kills, while not great in number, are still effective, with the final confrontation between the Boyles and their ghastly cohabitant being nice and stomach-churning. If you're new to Fulci, I wouldn't start here, but if you've seen a couple of his films and are hungry for more, then this is another fun notch to add to your belt. I watched this on the Arrow Video Blu-ray release from 2012, and while the sound and picture are generally pretty good, I found the grain to be a bit overwhelming and distracting at times. I'm sure the 4K transfer on Blue Underground's 2020 Blu-ray release is superior, although I haven't seen it myself. Blu-ray copies of all editions seem to be in print and readily available at the moment from numerous retailers. Let me know what you thought of this one and if there's anything you'd like to hear me review in the future. Thank you for watching, and check out my channel for some other reviews of horror and exploitation films from around the world.